I see no mics out here on the podium, so that means that we're gonna end up having interviews instead of us, y'all talking, at least, recording what we're saying. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can be real brief about what we're talking about then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming. I know it's short notice, but we want to talk about 2 or 3 things here this morning. We want to talk about safety during the holidays. That's something that we do every year during the holiday period, or when we have some excitement in town, or we have an event happening in Hattiesburg. We want to make sure that people have benefits of having a great time here in Hattiesburg. And so in order to do that, we have these updates. And so Lieutenant Traxler is going to be giving kind of an update of what we need to, what the traveling public and residents ought to be looking towards during this holiday season. And then we want to talk about the perceived increase in crime that we have here in Hattiesburg, so that you all can get a reality check, if you will, about what actually has happened in Hattiesburg. And Assistant Chief Meisenhelter will talk about that. And then we're going to talk about what the real numbers are, what it is really that's happening in Hattiesburg. And Major Sims is going to talk about the numbers. And then I'll kind of close it up for you, if that's okay. So first is going to be Lieutenant Traxler. He will come up and talk a little bit.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, this weekend, as everybody knows, we've got the shopping that's fixed to start for the holidays. We also have USM football game on Saturday. So we have a lot going on this weekend, a lot of travel plans and all. We just want the public to be aware of, while they're out there doing the traveling, to be cautious, one, with their drinking and driving, but also they're at the malls, things like that, doing their shopping, or when they get back home. Make sure you lock your cars. Secure your property where it can't be seen in there. Don't leave stuff in the vehicles. If you do your shopping and have to take stuff out to your car, secure it in your trunk. Close your windows. Make sure they're secure. Don't rely on your key fob, because sometimes that does not lock all your doors. Check them and make sure they're good. Also, when you get back home, don't just start taking stuff in and leave your car open. Make sure somebody can see it. Stuff like that, to make sure that somebody walking down the street don't just see a crime of opportunity, because that's what a majority of these are. Is that. So just make sure your vehicles are locked, make sure you get your property secured in a nice timely manner, and just be safe. And when you go to the game this weekend as well, with your parking, don't leave your wallets, purses visible in the vehicle. Secure those in the trunk as well. And just make sure that you become a hard target for somebody that may be out there looking for that opportunity.
Okay. Thank you, Tim. Chief, want to come up?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to touch on perceived crime in Hattiesburg a little bit. I received an email and spoke with the mayor, I think it was on yesterday, about the perception of crime in Hattiesburg on an upswing. I'm going to tell you it's just the opposite. Crime in Hattiesburg is actually down, and that's a good thing. I think we're at a reduction, about 14% reduction in crime for 2014. It's important, though, that we ask for your help and partner with us, because without your help, we cannot be as effective as we can be in fighting crime in Hattiesburg. With your information, the information that you guys, with the community in general, with your community neighborhood groups, the information that you provide us helps us solve some of the crimes that we are experiencing in Hattiesburg. And we're at 14% decrease in crime right now because of that, but I think we can do better. Like Lieutenant Traxler touched on a little bit earlier, it's the small things that we can do, locking your cars, looking out for your neighbors, doing the small things, being involved in your community watch groups. Speak with us. We meet every month with the Citizens Advisory Group. That's a member from each ward throughout the city. And we update them on crimes that are occurring, trends that we're seeing happening in the city, and we give them information that they can take back to their communities and share with them to help us fight crime better in Hattiesburg. So the crime is not up in Hattiesburg, as some think it is. Like I said, we're actually at a decrease in crime, 14%, but we are going to ask for the citizens' help and even make that number even lower. So with that said, we'll be available for some questions after this is over. I'm going to turn it over to Major Sims, and he can touch on some of the specific numbers that we're experiencing in a reduction throughout the city.
Thank you, Chief. I'm going to talk about the numbers, the actual numbers. These numbers are part-warrant crimes for the Hattiesburg Police Department, and they are year-to-date, from January through actually Monday evening. we show a 14% decrease in Part 1 crimes. Your Part 1 crimes consist of homicides, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, commercial burglary, residential burglaries, grand larceny, auto burglary, auto theft, and arsons. In those 10 crimes I just listed, 7 of the 10 show a decrease year to date. 3 of those categories, unfortunately, show an increase. That's your homicide, your commercial burglary, and your aggravated assault. Homicides, you know, we had 11 year to date, and all 11, we got a suspect that's in custody. Okay? Your aggravated assaults, that's a one-on-one crime. Not a whole lot we can do about those, but we do make arrests on those crimes as they occur. And then the other category, commercial burglary, that shows an increase. I would dare say that half of those are not actual businesses, they are storage shed burglaries, but they fall under that category of commercial burglaries. But what I like to tell you is that auto burglaries, we show a great decrease in our auto burglaries. We show a 20% decrease in auto burglaries. That's good. We show a decrease in residential burglaries. That's excellent. You know, you, the public, can go to a website and get our crimes at any time. The website is www.crimereport.com, and keep up with our crime.
Thank you. As you see, what's perceived is real with most people until you find out what really is the truth. And we want to make sure that you are understood, and the public, you know, you have to feel safe to be safe. This is a safe city. This is a city that is up on economic development. We have people not only moving here, we have businesses moving in here. We have a company out in the industrial park, a $40 million company that's going to employ 300 people at $42,000 a year average. They don't come to Hattiesburg if there's an uptick in crime. They don't go to any area if there's an uptick in crime. In fact, the trend has shown over the last 5 years that we've actually decreased crime, and that continues to rise or to happen. We'll be starting an academy in December. Hopefully we're 12 short of our capacity that the council approved. Hopefully we'll have at least 12 to maximize the number that's been approved by our council. The men and women that are behind me work really, really hard in making sure that you're safe here in Hattiesburg. Not only safe, but you feel safe as well. And that's why we want to make sure that you understood. One of the things that I think the public needs to also understand is that as the media portrays your cities, it's either half full or half empty. It's how the media portrays it. And when we have a media that shows most of the crime outside of the Pine Belt area, it's attributed to Hattiesburg. And I think that's what's happening a lot in Hattiesburg. We get a lot of crime reports from Jackson and other areas that attributed to Hattiesburg. And those are not our crimes. Those are crimes that occur somewhere else. And they get reported in our area, and it skews what you're looking at. You walk in and you see all these crimes occurring everywhere else, and you attribute it to where you live. Yeah, there's a perceived increase in crime. That is a perception. That is not reality. And so we've talked with the media, and we hope that we can try to work together to make sure that people understand that we'll report our crime. And if you're interested to know the real numbers and what's happening in Hattiesburg, all you have to do then is go to that website that the major told you to go to, and you can hear the real story then. And so we're asking the media if they will help us do that as well. Let's make sure that we're half full in Hattiesburg and not half empty. So we thank you all for coming, and any of us available to talk after this. Okay? All right. So that's when y'all pull out your microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you want to get one person together?
We can get one of y'all get them together.
Yeah.